December 19 in Canada, a voluntary defense against Suchowski. And the winner is to make the mandatory defense. Are there any comments?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Katy Duva from Main Events. I am here representing not only Sergey Kovalev and myself, Main Events, but also Pascal and Box. They have a fight this weekend up in Canada, so they've asked me to speak on their behalf. We would like to make a request. In the interest of boxing, in the interest of making the very biggest and best fights that can possibly be made, there's been so much discussion lately about whether or not the very best will fight the best, and I think as you've all seen, our fighter Sergey Kovalev has been doing just that every chance he gets. This morning we completed a deal with the Bell Center in Montreal, and Kovalev is going to fight your diamond champion Pascal. What we would like to request is that in order to make, again, the very best fights happen, and in order to give both Pascal and Kovalev the opportunity to fight for the green belt, that the WBC take the extraordinary measure of ordering the winner of that fight to become the mandatory challenger for the holder of the WBC belt after they have satisfied their IBF mandatory requirement in June.
Thank you very much. Alberto, you were a supervisor in one of the fights where Stevenson and Kovalev shared the card.
That is correct.
Would you mind sharing your experience with Kovalev?
He was devastating. He looked great. He also came up to me after the event. We went back to the hotel and he stepped forward and he looked at me straight in the eye in a very serious voice. He says, "I want green belt." So yeah, no, I mean, a very impressive young man. He put on a great show. I was thoroughly impressed with him.
Kovalev, also I had the opportunity to meet him in Madison Square Garden when Cotto fought Martinez, and the way he expressed about the WBC green belt was humbling. What he did was very special. Then he had a signed agreement to fight Stevenson. It all fell through, and for us to receive this proposal,
and again, in order to really get the fights to happen, which is what we really want, I think the only fair thing to do in this situation, because our fighter, whether it be Pascal or Kovalev, have 3 belts, and the WBC champion will have 1, is to do this in order of 50-50 splits so that it's fair to both sides and nobody has a reason to back out.
Okay, so the proposal from both Pascal and Kovalev is to have the WBC diamond belt in the March fight, as well as confirming that the winner will be the mandatory to fight the WBC champion.
Yes, after they've satisfied an IBF mandatory that's already been ordered.
So Stevenson will have time to do a voluntary defense if he wishes.
Yes.
Any comments?
Maurico Suliaman, North American Boxing Federation. We would like to make a motion that we accept the terms of this fight, that Pascal be able to defend his diamond belt with Kovalev in March. And since he is the mandatory for Stevenson, the winner of that would become the automatic mandatory for Stevenson. However, we improve this fight with the understanding that they have free negotiations. If they are unable to come to agreement, we then can order a purse bid at 50-50. Given the circumstances.
Is that a comment or a motion?
That is a motion.
There's a motion on the table. Is there a second one?
Before the motion, I would like to see if there's any other comments.
Thank you, President. Mauro Petit, Italy. I think what Dwayne just said is very, very understandable, and I think we should support that because when Pascal is there with the diamond belt and the Kovalev WBA, I think it would be very fair to approve 50-50% in case there is no agreement of first grade.
I'm not here officially representing Stevenson, but I've worked with him for many fights and made the Sutatski fight since the beginning. I just think he might have an input to say whether he thinks the WBC championship is worth more than 50% against